So what's coming in for you in July? We're going to look at your love life. We're going to look at channel messages. We're going to look at destiny, life purpose. Wowzers. Okay. Smoking hot start. We've started. This is a very, very glittery tarot, by the way. Woohoo! We've started with the Ten of Swords. Straight off the board. Excellent. Let's see if we can't do better. This is a bit like playing higher or lower on a game show, isn't it? Higher or lower than the Ten of Swords? I'm going to go higher, okay? Ooh, is that higher or lower? I don't know. The moon. Well, that shut me up. Okay, see if I can show you the stars. Oh, yes. Right, we've got the Ten of Swords and we've got the moon, and I get what this means already. So, there is something which is reaching a kind of peak level. It could have been with you for some time. When you get the Ten of Swords, you've already worked your way through, like the Ace of Swords, the Two of Swords. You've chugged your way through the swords. You've been thinking about things. You've been strategizing. You may have been communicating, saying them to someone, messaging, writing them down. Oh, I don't know, sending carrier pigeons, smoke signals. Whatever has been happening, there is something lying beneath it which is unspoken, uncommunicated, unresolved. Okay? When you get the moon, it's about the subconscious. It's, as you can see, this feminine energy. It's lunar energy. It means that you should pay attention to the moonscape. Get yourself a moon diary. Get yourself a, an app, or you can just look it up for free on Google. Find out what the phases are of the moon are. What should you be releasing around the lead up to the full moon? What should you be trying to bring in and manifest around the new moon? So pay attention to that in July. There is a situation which goes deeper than you thought it did. And that's why it's not easy to resolve. Sometimes when you get the Ten of Swords, the situation taps into something from family, for a pattern, like a shadow pattern, something that you're more familiar with than you realise, something that may be being shown to you in a relationship, maybe with a colleague, with a job, with a romantic partner. Something is being mirrored back to you. An old lesson, a complication, something that you used to kind of know and forgot about for a while. Wowzers. Okay. Moon, major arcana, obviously, and also this kind of Neptune energy, this sort of hidden energy, might particularly hit you if you're a water sign or have a lot of water in your chart. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, okay? So we've got the Ten of Swords, we've got coming up to the peak of some kind of, could be quite painful matter, could just be like a puzzle that you need to solve. It could be that you're in a relationship where it's feeling like a puzzle. We'll look solely at your love life in a minute, but just oof. Hello. Well, the Lovers falls on the floor in all its splendid glory. Disco Lovers, absolutely love this. This tarot deck, by the way, if you want to find it, I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but I just love them. And they are tarotcollectibles.com. I normally have a box that I can show you, but you can find them on Instagram. What have I done with the box? Oh well. Tarot Collectibles. It's something like the Sparkly Rider-Waite or something like that. I'll find out for you in a minute. I don't want to lose my thread. Okay, the Lovers. The Lovers is the choice. Making a choice, but it's not a quick choice. It's not a cornflakes or Rice Krispies kind of a choice. It's more, I can feel that I am being driven towards two different paths. And at the moment, I have no idea which way to go. I don't know whether to push for this one or whether to feel out and see which one calls me in the highest way. For me, I would say it was a bit of both. It's a bit of pushing and pulling, and it's a bit of calling. okay? The Lovers is very often a choice in a love relationship. It can be a choice, though, about something you love. So it can be where you're living or the job that you're doing, as long as it's something that really kind of goes deep. Right, so we've only got 3 cards and already we're right into it. 10 of Swords, Moon, the Lovers. Okay, a choice to make, 2 different paths, which I think will be coming up around September time. So I feel like what we're doing now, and that's probably about, because we've got eclipses in September. I think it's the 18th we've got an eclipse. So I feel like what you do between July and September is steering you towards going one way or the other. I know, exciting times. If this resonates, there will be an extended reading. So if you get to the end and you think, I want to know more, there'll be an extended reading on the cards that come up in front of us. We're not at the beach, but it sounds like we are, doesn't it? I know. That will be the first link in the description box if you want that at the end. Okay. 2 of Swords. Now, when you get the 2 of Swords, you've got 2 aces that cross over each other. You've got 2 equally valid directions you could go in, but you cannot see. You can't see because, and this is just my theory about the 2 of Swords, it's both ways are open to you, but you will probably take neither of them, because what's happening is your inner self, your third eye, whatever you want to call it, it's almost projecting a third way through the middle, almost like when you see the 3 of Swords. And it's a painful thing to be doing, because when you have the 2 of Swords, when you have this energy, you feel like you should be able to make a straightforward choice, because you think, well, you know, got this direction or got that direction. Why can't I just choose? Why don't I just jump one side of the fence or the other? But you don't, because you can sense, or your sort of, you know, witchy juju can sense that there's another way, but it isn't there yet. But you can feel its absence, even though it hasn't yet been built. Time to get weird, people. Time to get weird. Okay, so let's look at these cards together. We got this 10 of Swords, which is giving us some jip, isn't it? It's just telling us, oh, you need to process this. You need to move forward from this. You need to find a way through this, and you need to honor yourself through that decision-making process. Okay, that's important. Then we come to this feminine energy card where we don't yet have the information that we need, but you will have it by September. I think it will come like on a bit of a drip feed. I don't think this is going to be a whole, you find out everything right now. No, I think you gradually, and I'm getting channeled breadcrumbs in the forest. Breadcrumbs in the forest, okay? Somebody is showing you the way, but it's a trail of breadcrumbs in the forest. You got to get there before the creatures eat it. Okay, the Lovers here showing you, and it's interesting because the Lovers is a very dualistic card. That's why it represents Gemini, the twins. It used to be called the choice. It's always about making the choice. But the 2 of Swords is also a dualistic card. And that is about not making a choice. Because not making a choice is your choice. And that is the third way. Okay? Which is why you get this almost, oh, it's difficult energy to describe, but you're in a pause. You feel like you've pressed spacebar and it's just paused the video of your life, you know? And that's because you're paused in the 3D, but while you're paused in the 3D, it's a bit like a film. I don't know if you've seen The Fisher King with Robin Williams, ancient, like it's early 80s or something. And there's a scene on, I think it's Grand Central Station. It's one of my favourite scenes in films, and I don't really care about films much. And people start waltzing and dancing, and then they stop. And it feels like you're in the stop. What a strange thing to get. This is going to be a good reading, I can tell. Okay, let's look towards your life purpose and career. And then let's pick up the love train. Yeah. Boop. That's cheesy, wasn't it? Okay, life purpose and career. Oh, career. Okay. Oof. 9 of Swords. That's anxiety. Some of you are worried about the direction you may or not be heading in, may or may not be heading in at work. Some of you don't know whether to stay or go. That came up in the, when was it? Mid-June readings, I think. Everyone got the 8 of Pentacles, but it was in a really difficult position. It was all about, do you want to keep doing this or not? Oh, nice. 8 of Wands. Let's just move my crystal. Oh, hello. And the Devil. Oh, look at that. God, you can't quite see all the spangle. Oh, you can a bit. In certain lights, these cards, God, they're amazing. Swing. Right, we've got the Devil, we've got the 9 of Swords, and we've got the 8 of Wands. Crumbs, people. Right, look. This card is the 4 a.m. card. It's the card that has you up at night. You're worried. You're up in your head. You're thinking about what you can do about your work, your life. Am I in the right path? Is this even the right area? Is this the right career? Is there a way that I can change this? Is there a way I can get out of this situation? Okay. It's a trap when you have the 9 of Swords. The swords are all above your head, so you're stuck in your head. It's kind of a trap. It's a feeling that you don't really feel you can escape it. Next to it, which we really, 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 really want this card, is the 8 of Wands. Gorgeous and resplendent in its starriness. Woohoo! 8 of Wands is momentum, change, a conversation, an email, something coming in. If you have been trying to find a different position, this is news, and it's good news. It's making me itchy. It feels as if you hear something. Now, this could be that you hear something about a different way to do things. You find out you could work from home. You find out you could reduce your hours. You find out something about you're doing a side hustle, or you find out about another job altogether and you hear something. It's a message coming in. It's momentum. It's a change. It is Mercury in Sagittarius, which is nice. Makes me want to do my Daddy at the Disco dance, which, believe it or not, is a form of celebration. Just let me get with it. We don't need music where I'm going. Then we get the Devil. I know. That is a grim Devil card, isn't it? It's a bat, I think. Oof. Either way, you're chained to something. You can kind of tell what this is trying to say. This is talking about the golden handcuffs, isn't it? So for most of you, this is because the job you're doing at the moment or the career path you're following is satisfactory. It's okay. You would settle for it. And that is what bothers you so much. That's what the universe is picking away at. There are times in our life when we have to, because we need to pay X, Y, or Z bill. And there are times in our life where we've paid that bill and we're still there. So for some of you, I feel like it's a shake-up in the career department. Could be as well heading towards doing something involving communication, because the 8 of Wands is a communication card. The Devil is the temptation, and also being scared of branching out and not finding what you think you're going to find. Okay, stars galore. The Page of Cups. I like this deck because they keep the fish alive with some water in the cup, which makes me feel a whole lot better when I'm using it. I know. Okay. I think it's called the Tripping Weight, this deck. You know, like the Rider Waite? It's called the Tripping Weight. Yeah. And then there's like Stars Edition, which is this one, or there's a Glitter Edition. It's truly gorgeous. Swing. Okay, here we have the page coming in with something. Coming in with an offer. So this is something coming your way. in your life purpose, in your work situation, this will be subtle. It's a kind of a water sign thing. It could be to do with spoken word, poetry, music, art, creativity. It's something being offered to you, like an opportunity. It could even be like a little voluntary thing. It doesn't so much matter what it is, and it certainly doesn't matter in terms of, it's not going to be something that's necessarily going to change your life financially yet. It's something that takes you in a direction that makes you feel excited and alive again. Yes. And that's what you need. You need some juice. It puts some petrol in your creative tank. We could go a long way with this, couldn't we? What blows out of the exhaust, etc. Okay, should we look at your love life before I dig an even bigger hole? But I like this. This is all about restriction, breaking free. The need at times to have that restriction, the need to pay X, Y, and Z, which we all have. But then this, coming out of left field, an opportunity, and it will not present itself in a normal worky way. Literally could be that you go to an open mic and the person there's looking for a PA. I mean, anything. It could be anything, but follow the breadcrumb trail. Okay? Wagging my finger. Let's look at love. Oh, hello. Hello. First card we get for love is the Knight of Pentacles. He benefits from a few spangles, doesn't he? Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady wins the race. And you're like, ugh, why can't it be fast and hard wins the race? Sometimes it is, you know, if you'd have got the Knight of Wands. Ooh. Oh, wrong camera. Queen of Cups. Love this card so much. Queen of Cups is you, right? So I'm calling out the empaths, really. In your love life, there is something slowly dawning on you. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is this slow growth. We've got the Queen of Cups, which is you when you are interpreting and you're more sort of leaning into the 5D. You may have already had certain coincidences around a particular person. They could be verbal, they could be visual, and I don't really know what they are, but you sort of do. And they're telling you something. They're telling you far more than your eyes or ears or nose can tell you. Oh, hello. We've got the King of Swords. Some of you are involved with somebody who is a bit mysterious. When you get the King of Swords, it's difficult because sometimes in a very difficult reading, it can almost involve narcissism with the King of Swords. I'm not getting that vibe, but I'm getting here, if we look, I'm getting the Queen of Cups and the King of Swords as a pairing. So somebody is full of empathic feeling and witchiness and feeling everything out and, you know, the vibrations of things and just the way that we do that. And somebody isn't. The other person is much, much more intellectually driven. Not that it isn't intellectual to be like this, but what I mean is you're out of your head and you're into your gut here. This person's in their head. So you may be dealing with somebody who seems a bit tight-lipped, is what I'm getting in the love department. Ooh, nice. Then we get the King of Pentacles coming in. Swing. The King of Pentacles is a real gem. This is somebody who can and will commit, will be on time. Somebody who shows up, who's solid. Lock it down. Interesting how he's next to the King of Swords. This could be two sides of the same person. Like half the time they seem like they want to lock it down and half the time you don't even know who they are. Then we have the Fool, new beginnings in love. Look at those glitter shines go. Woohoo! I love the Fool. Swing. Okay, The Fool is a new beginning. And we love this because it's fresh, it's clean, it's zero. So some of you, you're getting like a new beginning or a brand new cycle coming into your love life, which freshens things up no end. And I feel like you needed it. Yeah, because look, we've got the Five of Swords, Venus in Aquarius, someone being detached, somebody not... You just don't quite feel like you're in the same room as that person, even when you're in the same room as that person. And there it is. The Hanged Man. There is a reason for whatever delay or confusion you are experiencing. I'm not saying it's not irritating. Just because it has a reason doesn't mean it's not irritating. Five of Pentacles, feeling like you're out in the cold, like you're somehow outside with this person, as in, this came up in a love reading a few times, like they're on the other side of the glass. So I'm getting this, and it's that one. Ooh, we get Justice coming in. I like Justice being here because it's a rebalancing with the bottom of the deck, the Magician. The ability to manifest something happening, something different, some change, some alchemy. Yeah, I do want one of those actually. Okay. God. It's an interesting sort of hangman situation right across the board. I'd say the Hanged Man delivers what July will be like in terms of work, in terms of your destiny, and in terms of your love life. But you can do such a lot when you've got the Hanged Man. It's there for a reason. It's there to make you see the bigger picture. It's there to make you push beyond your limits. And it's there to make sure you do not settle. That is a big deal about not settling. Okay? Universe doesn't want you to settle. I guess the decision that you need to make, because Justice is sort of a decision as well, and I feel like with that Two of Swords in the beginning, there are decisions to make, sort of one way or the other. I feel like in your love life, your decision is whether you plough on, whether you continue in the snow, you know, in difficult weather, and whether you can weather something, whether it's worth it, or if you can't. As simple as that, actually. Oh my God, how weird is that? And also not weird at the same time, people. Look what you get for your love card. Sacrifice. In terms of weathering the storm and looking at what can you give up and what can you not, what are you willing to sacrifice to get where you need to get with this? And what are they willing to sacrifice? Because the relationship, whatever it is here, requires obviously compromise, the C word, compromise and a level of sacrifice. You do sacrifice a certain amount of freedom to be with somebody, but you gain an awful lot on the other side. Either way. And I think it's a bigger decision for you than it is for your person that you have in mind. What are you willing to sacrifice? And that's also a question that is not to be answered immediately. It's something to sit with, and particularly around the time of full moons. Gosh. Okay, I'm going to do the extended. I am going to use a different deck, maybe 2 or 3 different decks actually. I'm going to look at the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups as a pairing here, because this is interesting me greatly. The empath and the inscrutable wizard is what I'm getting in some weird way, because the King of Swords and the Magician are quite well linked for me. I'm going to look at the Fool energy. What can we expect from a new cycle, and what on earth is the King of Pentacles doing there? Okay, we're going to ask, how do they feel about you? What's going on with this person? And what's the best way forward as well? Right, grab yourself a drink. I'll see you on the other side. Leave me a comment, and if you've enjoyed this video, please do share it on your social media. Really, really helps the channel in a million different ways, and I'd be really grateful. Namaste.